EA Studios. Step into a new dimension.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another DNA Studios first impressions video. So today, this video is actually, guys, I got a pretty cool one for you today. This took me kind of by surprise, and there aren't too many anime or too many shows they take me by surprise. But this time, there was actually a few on my list. They took me by surprise. This is just one of the ones. I do actually have another one to talk to you guys about. So without ado, I'm going to get right into this. So if this is not on your list, which I know for a lot of you guys, you probably are watching Chainsaw Man or you're probably watching Bleach or whatever, right? Well, like I am going to do a thing more on Chainsaw Man and also a thing on Bleach. But this, oh my gosh, this blew me away. It was kind of really fascinating. The only thing about this one though, is I can't figure out the main protagonist's angle on this. He plays the kind of background normie kind of character, your background, what do you call it? He fakes your usual background character, but is actually the main protagonist and actually is pretty freaking awesome. So I can't figure out his angle on this one. But anyway, let me tell you what this show, let me tell you the name of the show. So the name of this show, now, here's the genre. It is an action, comedy, fantasy, isekai, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, reincarnation. So it's a mixture of all of those things, right? The name of the series is called The Eminence in Shadow, or Shadow Garden. Well, the guy who the main character Sid, he actually creates Shadow Garden. The story is all about Sid and how he wants to become, yes, that's right, a superhero. He wants to save people, and he wants to be able to use magic and stuff like that and be able to save people. And this show starts out with him he does actually save people, and he's in his own world, but in his world there's no magic. So he's not really, he has strength and he trains and he's cool and he's wicked awesome, but there's no magic. So he ends up trying to go through a bunch of things trying to kind of gain magic powers, which, as you guys know, in this world there's no such thing as magic. You can't just bang your head on a rock or drink chemicals and be able to use magic. Not happening. Right? So he does everything, and finally he's not able to obtain magic, and so somehow he saves someone, and the person never finds out who he is, but somehow he ends up like in the middle of the road, and he ends up getting hit by a truck and dying, which is pretty crazy. And so after that, he does get a second shot at life. He does get reincarnated in a new world as a baby with all of his memories and everything else. But this time, in the new world that he's reincarnated into, there's magic. And so he's able to use, he's able to do certain things. He's not quite able to use like magic like some people are, but he does gain powers, and he can do some pretty cool stuff. And so in the beginning, he explains that he wanted to be able to survive a nuclear blast. He wanted to become a superhero and his goal was to be able to survive a nuclear blast. So in the show, once he gets reincarnated, he does gain some abilities, and like it is crazy to see what just the artwork is pretty good in this one. The action is pretty cool. The superpowers are pretty awesome. And it makes for a really interesting actually show to watch. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, at least in an isekai. So this one kind of popped on my radar randomly, and I wasn't expecting this. There are a few other ones. There was another series which I will actually probably talk about as well. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. There is another title that popped on my radar that I was not expecting to be as good, which was actually phenomenal. And let me see if I can find it here. It was Right, let's see. Anyway, there was another one that was really good that I wasn't expecting, so I'll probably talk about that one another time. And there are a couple other ones that are pretty decent. That there's some of them are isekai, but be on the lookout, guys. There's some pretty interesting things going on. They're doing some pretty different things with some isekai. And this particular one, the Eminence in Shadow, really did catch my attention because it is an action series, and is different from. There are some differences in this one as opposed to your normal isekai. Yes, it's still a reincarnation, and yeah, there is still some things you will recognize from other shows, but the action, adding that action piece, really did kind of suck me in a little bit. Now, you guys might be thinking, oh, this is gonna be a boring one, like, the main protagonist, he's a badass, yeah, blah, 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 you know, he wins, he never loses. Well, not quite. Because they mix in that factor of him kind of playing this everyday kind of background, he pretends to fake his weakness and pretends to be killed and die or whatever multiple times. And I think in one scene he actually does die, but he's not actually dead, he can just heal himself. But because of that mixture of like tossing him in as he's just playing a background role, it gets interesting. And then also the fact that all of the stuff that you hear him talk about in the beginning sounds like just a made-up story in the first part of it. It sounds like he's making it all up. And to be honest with you, I thought he was, and I kind of thought it was just a random story. But then when he gets reincarnated, you realize that all the stuff that he says actually happens, which is like the best part. Is that all of the things that he makes up actually does come true. And he still kind of doesn't really, to him, he's kind of still thinking it's just a made up story, and still kind of, he doesn't really believe it at first, that most of the things come true. And I don't think I'm only up to like, what episode am I up to now? I'm only up to episode 7 right now, but I don't think he still really fully believes that the organization and also the villains, the people that he's hunting down, the people that he is trying to stop are real. I'm not quite sure, because there's little things that he does where when one of the people, there's so many people working for him, come up to him and they say, hey, we just got like 100,000 people in the organization, we're hunting these bad guys, and like we're like making progress, and he's like, what? I don't know if he really I'm not sure if he really realizes in this other world that all the stuff that he said is actually true. But it is funny to see, and there are just little Easter eggs in there where it is just, it'll make you laugh. Like, I busted out laughing quite a few times while watching this show. And some of the comedy aspects, some of just the little like jokes and like little things, the little small things they toss in there that you really have to pay attention and you have to watch. Because there's little Easter eggs and little references that they toss in there, and it is hilarious. So this is really a good one if you're looking for something action, but also something more like kind of, if you're tired of the old boring isekai ones, definitely check this out. And like I said, this is just my first impressions, but it's kind of fresh in my head, so I wanted to kind of go over this one. And as it goes on, I will do another video like this talking more about the show. I hope this gets another season. Because if this is only, I think there's only 13, I believe, episodes of the show. But I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. There might be more on this one, but it's actually really fun to watch. Probably one of the like only other isekai titles that's like actually fun to watch. But yeah, I was like laughing. Okay, so if I had to, let's put it this way. During watching this show, I was going full during this show, like literally cracking up the entire time. So yeah. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. But yeah, so anyway, that's my first impressions for this one. So again, if you're gonna check this one out, check it out. The Eminence in Shadow, interesting anime, interesting isekai. If you haven't looked this one up, go check this out. It's pretty fun, and I guarantee you probably won't be disappointed, even if you're someone who maybe you don't like watching isekai titles that much, or maybe you're just kind of bored of the isekai genre. Definitely give this one a try. It's it is different. Let's put it that way. There is some differences in this one. So yeah, guys, without ado, I hope you like this video. And if you haven't yet, get over here and subscribe, because there's more. And if you're not subscribed, please, guys, subscribe. It really does help. And if you want this to continue and you want DNA to keep going and me to keep doing videos, and you want to see more guests, which we are working on getting more guests on the show. And you'll see more interesting stuff about anime, and also probably 1 or 2 more figures. I am filling up on my display case over here, so I can't really do too many more figures, but I will try to do a few. And other awesome stuff from me and from DNA. Please do subscribe. It really does. The more support I get, the better. The more stuff I can do, and the more things that we can do for you. I would love to do shirts and merch and stuff, but I need your help. YouTube and anyone watching, please. If you like this content, support me. Subscribe, like, ring that bell. If you want, go on our site and donate. DNAanimeblog.com. Donate to us. But yeah, anyway, till next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I should be back with, there is another show, like I said, I want to do, so I should be back with another pretty interesting isekai title. But yeah, till next time, guys, I hope this one grants your wish. Oops, wrong button, sorry about that.
Hi there! Please subscribe or follow DNA Anime Blog and DNA Studios on all of their social media platforms. Okay, bye!